All right, welcome back to the first ever EMPI engine battle. I'm Rob, the marketing guy at EMPI. This is Eddie Collins. He is a proprietor at Eddie and Dave's Garage, Orange, California, an EMPI dealer. Oh my, a lot has happened today.
A lot has happened.
So our first two engines went on. Benton Performance monstered this thing.
That was awesome.
1641, putting out 164.1. So if you are an astrologer, that's clearly a signal. John is 100 horsepower per liter, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Our second engine, how do we describe that, Eddie?
Gosh, our second engine, we were excited to see what was going to happen. It was definitely a bigger engine that was going to be going on board, but then there was something. There was a mysterious sound,
yes,
and they were trying to figure it out. And it's always interesting, when you're driving and you hear a sound and you're thinking, it sounds like it's coming from the driver's side. Well, they thought it was coming from, let's say, the driver's side from 3 and 4, and in fact, it actually was coming from the 1 and 2. And when actually looking a little bit closer, guess what? They found what appeared to be a nut inside the cylinder, which was really, really unfortunate. However,
so here's some news for the internet. So get ready, sit down, maybe get a notepad, right? So Sam from Jbugs, his first competition dyno motor, mounts up. Terry Burnett on the handle of our Stusk 800, he fires it up. He immediately hears a sound he described as, hey, I think it jumped a tooth, right? That's a bad sound to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, as Eddie alluded to, there was debris in the engine. Terry immediately shut it off.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that saved any really major damage.
Right.
Sam pulled the engine apart, saw that the bore, the barrel itself was cracked, so a new barrel, a new piston, a slight resurface of the cylinder head by our own Anthony Chica here. We just happen to have a machine shop and machinists. So here's the good news. All of Sam's efforts, we went to the competitors and we said, hey, can we vote this guy back onto the island? What do you think? And the response was, yeah, that's what the VW community does. So we've got a competition here. We got a $15,000 check at stake. SEMA we talked about, all of that. And the competitor said, let's have him back on. Yeah. So tomorrow morning, the first engine, I'm proud to announce, will be Sam at Jbugs. We'll be back on the dyno tomorrow for a second chance, courtesy of all the competitors here. Yeah, that's a classy move. Yes, I'm very pleased. I hope this second chance really makes a difference.
No, I think so too. Let's face it, Sam's been in the industry for a very, very long time. And as you mentioned, this is his first competition, right? And so who knows how that happened, but it's definitely unfortunate and it definitely doesn't show his capabilities. So it made sense, what Rob was saying. And I think the coolest part was the fact that when Rob so diplomatically brought it up to everybody else, all the other contestants, nobody even batted an eye. They just said, absolutely, let's do this. So I'm excited for Sam, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. So it should be
most definitely
should be good.
Getting a second chance is always a great thing, and in this case, where somebody has literally said, this is my first real competitive build, you know what? Terrible things happen.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're going to be
that bad.
Yeah.
That could have been really bad.
Exactly. and bless Terry Burnett for being quick and sharp-eared to hear what he thought was a real major problem. Yeah. So, Eddie, a couple of housekeeping items.
Yep.
There's been a lot of questions. No, this isn't a toupee, so and if it was, it would be a very expensive one. Secondly, a lot of people asking about specs. So let's be clear. You go to empius.com. On the upper tab, Engine Battle, you click that. You see the logos there, and everyone's just the same things that we're looking at here. Now it's up on the screen. But our data set,
nice.
We are looking at the same information that you could be looking at right now on the EMPI website with exactly the specifications of this motor. Next up, by the way, John at Powerhouse.
Yeah, which should be good.
If we can take the graphic down, that would be great.
And real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but you guys, as you're looking at the spec sheet, if you like what you're seeing and what you're hearing about, right next to it, they're really cool to go ahead and put the part numbers on there as well. So you can actually go ahead and know exactly what the recipe calls for.
So what is not in the recipe is obviously John's special magic. What I think we've got up on the dyno next is a fully polished case. So this engine, I can say it looks as good as it's going to run, but oh my God,
it's beautiful.
This thing is spectacular.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it's SEMA ready to be on display,
right.
But John clearly spared no effort, no late night hours to make this engine just literally a work of art.
Yep.
So we are we've got an MSD that's going to feed the HEI ignition kit. That MSD is being put in place, so we're going to have a few minutes to get that squared away.
Yeah.
But again, go to mpus.com, hit the engine battle tab, see the competitors. You already know tomorrow Jbugs will be up at 9 a.m. We'll be back on the stream tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pretty much the same format we did today.
Yep.
So we'll run from roughly 9 to 11. We'll break for lunch, and then we will pick back up sharply at 1 p.m. Tomorrow, Eddie won't be here, unfortunately. AJ Sims from Low Bucket, again, another local EMPI dealer. He'll be in Eddie's seat. He will try to be as gregarious as Eddie, but AJ's got a lot of building experience. He's a big fuel injection guy, so he actually is going to bring a different perspective to the table.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what he has to say. Thursday, Jason Reich from Air Cooled Vintage will be in the seat. So here's a guy who just brought out his own line of engines and long blocks, who is constantly on social talking about new products. He's a very active EMPI dealer, so he'll be another great guy to have in the seat. I worked with Jason back in the day, European Car Magazine, for those of you who have at least as much gray hair as I have. So if you remember ABD Design, right? Let's time travel a bit.
Oh, that's right.
Those guys,
even I remember
Jason was a partner and a proprietor there, just like you and Eddie and Dave's garage. So this VW community is not huge.
No, it's not.
It's tight knit.
Yeah.
And I think people that love the hobby, kind of like what we talked about with you and with Sam, people that love the hobby, they don't want to get a job, doing real estate or cleaning pools or, other things when you could be working with Volkswagens all day, every day.
It's true. It's true. Not that there's anything wrong with cleaning pools, just to be clear. You know? In fact, my pool guy is a Volkswagen guy.
Well, that's if you're gonna have a side hustle, then you could have
teasing
pools
you, man.
with your Volkswagens. So let's fast forward a little bit today. So we talked about John at Powerhouse. He's up next. Our last engine of today will be Steve at Wolfgang International.
Oh, yeah.
Again, another beautiful engine.
Yep.
Really looking forward to what Steve and Trina brought to the table. We've got people been doing this for decades, 20,
big
30
time.
years.
A lot of knowledge.
Exactly. So there are a number of different ways and a lot of different configurations on how you can build a Type 1. We're seeing a lot of those different takes today.
Yeah.
Again, go to mpus.com, hit the Engine Battle tab. If you literally want to follow along and say, oh, I need to put my glasses on, hold on a moment. So John's built a 2110. It's 9476 bore stroke. Just like we talked about before, all of the required EMPI parts, the engine case, cylinder heads, carburetors, manifold, the ignition kit, forged crankshaft, valve covers, exhaust, crank pulley. He went through the EMPI catalog, picked out the parts that he likes.
Yep.
And then there's lots of other parts from SCAT, from JE, from Webcam, from Potter, from Manton, obviously some other stuff from JC, from NGK, Silverline, Shattuck. I mean, you want to know how to build an awesome motor, or you want to know how a guy builds an awesome motor, you could start here with this recipe.
Exactly. And the other thing too, it was interesting. I was talking to Steve from Wolfgang earlier, because where they are up in Redding, California, I mean, they get some pretty intense heat. And even though you guys are seeing the different engines that all of these builders are actually putting together, it doesn't mean that they can't put something else together as well. And so he and I were talking off air about something that would be good for my bus and the summer heat. So when you're thinking about these builders and you've got their information on there, reach out to them and say, hey, I heard about this on the on YouTube, and I'm wondering, this is what I'm driving, this is the kind of conditions that I'm driving in. What do you recommend? What can you do for me? Because Steve and I afterward, he said, hey, he goes, I'll put together a 2007 engine for you that would be perfect for your bus. So I thought,
nice.
all right, cool. So you never know. You never know. And like Rob was saying, decades of knowledge here, and it's always nice to pick people's brains and figure out what's going to work best for your application, whether it's stock or for the racetrack. In fact, I remember when I was at Wolfgang one time, I got to sit in Steve's dragster, and the claustrophobia started kicking in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, we heard some stories about the dragster. It sounds like quite the machine.
Yeah.
But
He's
I mean,
a madman.
that's a great point. I mean, look at how many different ways to build a Type 1.
Yeah.
What else can you do when you're in a room full of doctors? Hey,
Yeah.
does this look infected? Maybe it's a place to start the questioning. I don't know. But I think that what we've got here is this great cross-section of builders.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of different philosophies.
Yeah.
We saw with John Benton, his approach is not always bigger is better. So he put together a Screamer 1641.
Which was great. I think the numbers were impressive when it first came out. I thought, wow, really? You're kidding me. And so, no, definitely impressive. To your point, I mean, unfortunately for Sam, you've got so many eyes that are looking at your engine here that, I mean, that was awesome that during lunch, he goes, tears the thing down, and then ready to jump back in. You know, I thought that was really cool. So, no, it is kind of fun right now, obviously, looking inside the dyno room and seeing everybody that's in there.
Yep.
Details, look at that.
Yep.
Covers
John's
are
pulling
coming
covers.
off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we will turn our attention to the dyno cell. We'll look for Victor and Larry to give the thumbs up. We'll look for Terry Burnett Motorsport, to get behind the handle there and tell us when we're ready to rock. We'll start the clock once that happens, and we'll see what John puts down.
Oh, this will be good.
Needless to say, if it's as good as it looks, then hopefully it'll stay bolted to the Stuska. So there's John showing off
look at that.
one of his
37 years
chassis dyno trophies from, I think that was the 2001 EMPI Open House, which, by the way, Eddie,
Wow.
EMPI Open House coming up this Saturday.
This Saturday.
June 15th.
That is true. You guys clear your calendars, because how many cars did you mention you guys are going to get?
We think more 8, maybe 10 cars. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Probably about 500 cars. So we are going to cover the parking lot in Volkswagens and Porsches. One sidebar. If you're bringing the family truckster, if you're trying to park the F-150, it needs to park across the street. We've arranged with neighbors. We've got American Woodmark and FedEx across the way.
Cool.
Have donated their parking lots for the day. Our parking lot will be chock full of Porsches and Volkswagens.
Yep. And as long as we're talking safety and rules, there is a crosswalk right across from the mobile home park.
Sure.
Try and use that, because Orangethorpe is 6 lanes all the way across. Don't go running across with your kids.
No. What would really ruin your Saturday and your Father's Day Sunday is to be in the hospital.
Yeah.
Conversely, if you're here for the car show, you know how on the internet there's always that one guy that's leaving that wants to pull a Bernie and impress the chicks,
right.
and ends up in a pole.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy either.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a father and it's Father's Day. Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
So
warm it up.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We're warming
So
it up. I like it.
is the clock is ticking. If he's warming up, let's tick. Yeah, it's time to go. Once he's mounted and everybody's running, then the clock is ticking.
While he's warming it up, I also wanted to mention the open house, you guys. They're going to do a tour of the place. So if you've never been here before, I mean, right around us, the reason there's so much noise going on in here and there is because this is a working area where they're, milling heads, putting things together. So come and check it out if you guys get a chance.
I don't know if you saw Dan Ledbetter from VW Trends. He just did a pirouette. He's like a ninja in there. All right, that sounds pretty tough. John's got his timing light out, trying to get everything squared away. So again, Eddie, once a competitor is on the Stuska and our team gives the signal, the clock ticks 30 minutes total.
Okay.
When 30 minutes are up, that competitor is done.
That is it.
It's got a nice idle.
Exciting. Yeah. gut, is it?
Yeah, he needs some hearing protection. So one of the things about Powerhouse that I really enjoy, I've been to John's shop a couple of times.
Nice.
It's like a medical office. It is so pristine and clean,
Right.
and the way he lays all the parts out, it's very puzzle-like, but in a very clean and controlled manner. And this is the man who, first time we met, he said, you know what? I build these. I don't ever want to see them again. They go away and they go into somebody's car and I never see them again because they're built so well. That's part of John's perspective, is he builds very manageable engines. I think his phrase is, how did he say it? Building nice, clean, drivable performance engines. That's
Simple.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
He doesn't say they're the hairiest chested, lumpiest idle, have to run race fuel everywhere. He just lays it out.
Yeah.
It's clean, it's drivable, and it's performance.
Well, the looks is what gets me. You know, it's interesting. I've been to a shop as well, and it's, if you ever get a chance to, number one, I would probably call in advance just in case. You know, nobody wants a time bandit. But call them up, check it out. You'll be impressed. It's like a candy store for people that are into VWs and engines, obviously. It's absolutely spotless, like Rob was saying. But I tell you, I mean, some of the things that they've got there are just mind-blowing. So it looks like it's taking the time. One thing that you guys can't see is Rob and I are outside the dyno room right now, and we can hear it out here, even with all the noise and everything going on in the background.
Yep.
So you can only imagine what it's got to be like inside there, which would be awesome.
Yep.
This is what your neighbors want to hear at 5 in the morning.
That's exactly right. All right, so John's used up almost 3 minutes of his test and tune time. Hopefully we've got a pull coming soon.
Looks like it.
Get a fan in there, a little more cooling action.
All right.
Got out his infrared thermometers. Wants to shut it off. All right. So talking a little bit more about John at Powerhouse, when we asked all the competitors, how many air-cooled engines has your shop built since opening? He said, not sure, that's a tough one. So based on what I've seen in his social media feed, I'm gonna guess we're talking about thousands of engines. And as you can tell, John's pretty much got one way of building, which is quite nice.
Yep.
So, you know, if you're looking for a turnkey engine, we can't recommend him highly enough.
Yeah,
He's a great guy. He builds great stuff.
He definitely puts out a really nice product. It was funny, I was looking at the sheet as well with his favorite VW. It says notchback, and it's interesting because the one time that I was there, it did have a black notchback. Forget what size engine was in the same, but I recorded it, and it was just awesome, amazing, just beautiful. The other thing too is that, you know, as far as members of his staff, his wife is on his staff, and these days especially, it's so hard to find, you know, family-owned businesses.
Yep.
And you know, there's very few of them, but I'll tell you, the VW community is definitely grassroots, and it's so cool to actually see family-owned businesses and operated too, not just owned. So I think that's pretty cool.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, running a small business is not easy. Running a small business with your family has got to be really not easy. So
Yes, it's true.
I think a question we got to ask ourselves is, are there more specialty VW shops now than there were 5 years ago? And the answer is no. All right, we got our first pull here. All right, that sounded pretty good.
First ball. going. So just to remind everyone, if you're not looking at the sheet, this one here, it's a 2110. All right. Sounds nice and healthy, doesn't it?
I like it. All right, so I think we're getting ready for another pull here.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you saw that, Ron, but the camera inside the dyno room
Yeah.
was actually vibrating.
That's
You see that?
well. Let's look at that exhaust. That, I believe the phrase is wide open,
That was awesome.
straight through. So that's an EMPI exhaust that I know John has customized and modified as are per the rules. So you know, John's a sharp builder. John is a smart builder. I know he took every advantage that he could, meeting all of our requirements. So that's part of the engine battle. This is not a spec engine dyno challenge.
Yep.
This is not a fixed bore stroke. This is not a fixed displacement. This is not a fixed compression ratio because who wants to look at 12 of the same engines?
Right.
I like looking at 12 different engines and 12 different
I
takes.
like that too. You know, I mean, it gives everybody a different taste. It looks like we're going to go again.
Yep. And just a gentle reminder. So Richard Rowe, can you post the build sheet? Richard, the build sheets all live on mpus.com. Right now, click Engine Battle, and you will see all the logos of the competitors. You hit the logo, that will open up the build sheet, which again looks exactly like this. So all of the information on the build is right there. It's on the website right now. The idea was, as Eddie had mentioned, the idea was to inspire, hey, I like this, I like that, what if I mix them together? I want to look at John's formula. Here's his recipe for his build right here.
Table vibrated.
Oh my God. And he's still got 11 minutes if he wants to rip another one. So that sounded like a pretty nice pull to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a dyno operator. He appears giddy.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. So he's going into the control room. He wants to get an idea of what's going on in there. Terry's sharing stories with him.
Larry just came out.
Yeah.
He's got some more air going in.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the numbers, Rob. I'm excited to see it.
So again, keeping in mind, you combine, let's say, I don't know, roughly, John's been doing this for 34 years, 27 years on his own, 7 years working for somebody else. So a man with 34 years of air-cooled building experience, we give him a specific set of EMPI parts he's got to use.
Yeah.
The rest of the parts, he can come up with his own formula, and that's what he built. And it's not just what he built, but look how he built it.
Right.
You would be sad dropping the deck lid on whatever you put that in because all you'd want to do is stare at it. So that is truly a beautiful engine, and that's, I think, part of the excitement of the engine battle is so many different ways that an engine can look.
Yeah.
So many different ways you can configure it.
Which is cool. I mean,
This
it's
we
nice
got to
choice.
say is a very beautiful engine.
It's interesting looking at his some of his answers. What was your first engine build? what do you recall the most about that build? He says, I rebuilt my Ant 1600 in her fastback. The engine part went well, but it had an automatic transmission, and because I put the engine back in with the torque converter already connected to the flex plate, we broke the transmission pump and had to rebuild the transmission. You know, it was funny because John was talking about earlier how much he learned from things going wrong.
Yes.
Look how far he's come, huh?
Yes. Misery is an excellent teacher, as we have learned if we flash back to Sam at Jbugs. So, no, I'm so pleased that the EMPI dealers that took up the challenge have answered with such strong motors, and that EMPI parts are the core of these engines. I'm the marketing guy. We already covered that, but I'm really very pleased and interacting with these dealers that we don't always get to see. Some of these folks are from further away.
Yeah.
We got people coming from South Carolina. We've got people from Ohio here right now.
Yeah.
We've got people from North Carolina. We've got some folks coming from Illinois a little bit later. We've got a pretty good cross-section of EMPI dealers out of the 700 scattered around the world. We've got a good section of them here from the U.S., and everybody has been extremely pleasant, very nice, and they seem excited to be here.
Yeah, you know, and that's the cool thing. Obviously, Volkswagens bring us all together, but it is pretty neat to actually see everybody hanging around and just, there's a certain camaraderie. It's kind of like when you go to a car show. You know, everybody's there for a certain reason. But there's something that combines everybody and unites us all. I think it's pretty neat. Going back to the EMPI dealers, I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, if you go to empius.com, you can go ahead and see what dealers are closest to you, depending on where you are. Like we've been mentioning on the spec sheets, you got your part numbers. It's really easy to go ahead and get these products. So, you know, the main thing to do is contact whatever dealer might be closest to you. Give them a buzz, tell them what you saw, tell them what you're interested in, and go from there.
Thanks. Hey, Amy, can I borrow you for a minute? Yeah. Can I borrow your left shoe, please?
You sure can.
Thank you, Amy.
I love it.
While we have a minute, check this out. That's right off Amy's foot right there. Oh, we just went to commercial. Oh, there it is. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you limited edition EMPI slip-on vans designed by our own Ray Herrera. Look at that. How sweet is that?
Yeah, those are cool.
That comes, there's a little EMPI, sorry about that car, in the sole. You can see the tread around the, I think they call this the outsole, I think is the terminology. Quality, speed, innovation, EMPI logo, check that out. If you want this, and I know you do, you need to come to the EMPI open house because that'll be the only place they will be available to purchase Saturday, June 15th.
That's cool.
Or you could go to Chimay, Belgium. Are you going to Chimay this year?
Just to get shoes.
Just to get shoes, okay, sure. So at European Bug-In, these will be on offer as well. So I just couldn't help it. I saw Amy was wearing these, and yes, I love them. Yes, our own Ray Herrera designed them. Yes, I have a pair. They're in my office, and I just look at them and just love them. So Amy, thank you. I would like you to have your shoe back.
I can't believe you brought her in just to model the shoes, Rob. Come on. It's impressive.
Thank you. Very kind. All right, here we go.
All right.
Back for some dyno action. Here we go. Here we go. Talk to the dyno cell. There was looks like there was a vent line that got lost. Something popped off there. All right, Terry's smiling. That's a good sign. John looks intense. He always does, so that's okay. We'll see what came loose there. We'll get that back on. Georgia Cheris, cheers back at you, man. Cheers from Anaheim, California. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate everybody out there on the live stream. I don't know if it shows. We're having a good time. This is a lot of fun. This is exciting. This is
Definitely cool.
I think, a very engaging competition, and I hope that all of you out there, we see Moral Apostel from Bavaria. So guten Tag and wie geht's to you, sir. I expected an international crowd. It looks like we're getting a bit of it. So
From Canada. This is great. Somebody wants to know if there's a size 14 on the shoes.
I don't think we have a size 14. So again, I couldn't help it that Amy walking by with the shoe just made me want to show it off to everybody. EMPI and Vans both grew out of Southern California, have Southern California roots. To me, it just felt like a natural fit,
Absolutely.
literally, to collaborate with Vans. When we called them up, they said, "Oh yeah, we heard of you guys." So it's something I'm very proud of, and I think Ray Herrera did an awesome job. Ray, thank you again for all the work.
No, I think they look great. You know what's really funny? I mean, it's all about the little details. One of the things that I really like about the shoes is that on the back tag is usually red, or
Yep.
always red.
Yep.
The fact that it's orange.
And
that's
we didn't
cool.
even show you the custom box. Oh my God, John's ready to kiss somebody. What, John? What? Easy, John. Easy. All right. Wow. All right. So I'm gonna guess that we may have a completed pull, and that John is happy with what's been going on here.
I think so.
Let's find out. And Wild Bill, we'd love to see your Sportster back on the road, so that would be great fun. Jason, thanks so much for the compliment. We're looking forward to you being in the seat as well. It's not that we don't love Eddie, but having different perspectives, that's what I think the audience
Exactly.
wants and loves and sees. And
Yep.
we obviously very pleased and happy that you are a successful MP dealer serving the San Diego and really the rest of the world metro areas. So that's going to be awesome. All right, so we've got some back and forth in the dyno room. John is a staunch competitor, so maybe he's looking for some other piece of information that he can use. We'll find out what's going on. Stay tuned.
Yeah, the folks that are asking, horsepower, RPM, all that, we're going to have those numbers here in a little bit as soon
Yep.
as they come out of the box.
Yep, coming soon. So let's go back to the questionnaire. I put this question in here. Hey, if you weren't operating a successful air-cooled shop, what business would you most like to run? Guess what John said?
Bar.
He said a bar. That's right. So I got $20 to contribute towards John's bar. I would.
That'd be good.
It would be the cleanest,
Yeah, right, the cleanest.
bar you've ever been in. And as long as there's some pinball there, I'd spend all my time.
Yeah, that's
Most
right.
definitely.
Wait a minute. I heard you're a big pinball fanatic.
I enjoy the pinball.
Yeah.
We're not saying I'm good at it, but I just enjoy
All
it.
right, okay.
So
used to
we
play my
collaborated with Dan Ledbetter and VW Trends a couple weeks back. Captain's Arcade Showroom. They'll be at the open house with some machines, by the way.
Very cool.
And we had a let's try out having a car show.
I like it.
And about 110 people showed up. About 50 cars. We hung out. We ate some snacks. We drank some drinks, and then we
Drank
played
some
some
drinks.
pinball.
I like it.
And we had a little pinball shootout. And
How'd you come out?
oh, I didn't compete because I'm
Oh,
too
you
good,
didn't? Oh,
obviously.
okay. Oh,
But
okay.
Clyde Berg
And humble.
kicked my beep.
Really?
He stomped
Really?
me. Clyde Berg, if you're at a bar and a dude with a giant beard with a torque wrench in it comes up and says, "You want to play some pinball?" You should run the other way
Really?
because he'll take your lunch money. That's
So
what
we
will
know
happen.
where he spent his childhood, huh?
And then good point, Eddie. Then he shared. Oh yeah, I grew up bowling.
Oh, there we go.
Every bowling alley back in the day had a bunch of pinball machines.
yeah.
He's like, I couldn't bowl the whole time, so I'd go play pinball. Yeah, he smoked me. I think he beat Dan a couple of times too.
It's what you do, man. That's what I used to do after school myself because I didn't have anywhere to go. So
Sure.
I would go hang out and play pinball
Yeah.
from the good old Playboy machines
Yep.
to Big Game.
Oh yeah.
You remember that
Oh
one?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I used to love it. And then, of course, I played all the other video games, just destroying my
Sure.
childhood, which was good. You know?
And look how you turned out. I mean, if you would have
Yeah.
applied yourself, Eddie, I think you really, besides being, let's see, multilingual, working at Disney, long magazine career, whatever else you've done that I don't know about.
that
I
you
mean,
should know about, yeah.
So
yeah, go on.
it seems like you've turned out okay. So clearly, if you're listening out there,
Spend your time in
pinball,
arcades.
video games, they're good for you. Look how we turned out. Okay.
Yeah, seriously, start
Make a
at
note.
12. You
That's-
know? Right?
Fortunately, not for me, but the pinball and the video games, yes, and thank you.
Yeah, no,
All right.
I loved it.
What's going on, John? We got one more? How's his time?
It looks like it.
Can we,
Yeah, how much time does he have?
yeah. Well, how much time's on the clock, guys? What do we got there? We're down to, yeah, we got 10 seconds, John. If you're gonna go, you better go now.
Wow.
What's happening? Better hurry up.
By the way, I like
I'm-
how Larry has a big mallet
Yeah.
next
Oh
to
no, I'm
the,
sorry.
fan.
That's 10 minutes. Forgive me. I'm
Yeah.
misreading the clock. That's 10 minutes. It's okay. Not 10 seconds. 10 minutes. Bill Walker, we're with you. All right, here we go. We got one more coming.
All right. Have some fun.
All right, so literally the dyno room is filled with people.
Got the volume, folks.
All right. If the Manley banner comes off the wall, I'm buying everybody a beer this evening at John's Bar. So make a note there. All of you people on the internet, I wish I could buy you a beer if that banner comes
You
off,
heard it,
but
you guys. Get
the
on
offer's
hit
out
up the
there.
headquarters,
So
free beer from Rob.
yeah. And real quick, Artie Cat. Oh, hold on. All right, so we have some differing thoughts and opinions in the dyno room.
Yeah.
John's got just over 9 minutes to figure something out here. ArtieCat 0811. I'm sorry to hear about what's going on in Texas. Go to mpus.com, hit dealer locator. I know there's more than 3 or 4 dealers in Texas. It's a big state. There's a lot of folks. So check out our website. You can find a dealer.
Yeah.
I do want to do a real brief infomercial. Support your local EMPI dealer. If you want choices, if you want to work with people like we're working with here in the engine battle,
Yep.
you got to buy those parts somewhere. If you can buy some parts local, if there's a shop you can walk into
Yeah.
and talk to somebody, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. I was talking with Jim and Amy, whose shoe I borrowed from Jim's Custom, Columbiana, Ohio. Jim said 90% of his business is walk-in.
Yeah.
People want to hang out, they want to ask questions. We'll ask Steve about his business when he's up and running. But to be able to walk into a shop, talk to a professional that's been doing this for decades,
Yeah.
the internet's awesome, as we all know. It doesn't hurt to support your local shop as well.
Well, you know, a lot of the times too, when you're actually talking to the people at the business, it might actually change your perspective on what you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
Once you get the valuable information from those people.
Most
So,
definitely.
you know, that's one of the things that I always like about small businesses. Is the fact that sure you can go on, click, buy, but to actually get a person who's knowledgeable like these builders are, and get the information that you need is huge.
Yep, most definitely, most definitely. All right, so we'll see what's going on here.
How much time does he have left, Rob?
Looks like he's got almost 7.5 minutes.
Okay. And just so people know, when Rob said 10 minutes, the clock stops, right? As
Correct.
Soon as,
Yep, when it hits 0, then
Yep.
we're done. Thank you, Martin. That's a nice compliment. Jim's is awesome. 2 hours from me, but well worth the drive.
that's cool.
Let's face it, back in the day, as we were talking about penny saver and recycler earlier, sometimes that's what you had to do. You had to drive for hours to find a knowledgeable person with the parts that you wanted. Yes, the internet makes it easy. Yes, we've got lots of EMPI dealers that operate awesome websites, and having somebody to talk to helps too.
Yes, it does. Now looks like John's in the box.
All right. that was John was either like working the decks
Yeah,
or he
I
was
think
playing
so.
Tempest. I don't know which one where you got the knob and the ball, but he was definitely doing something in there. And he looks pretty happy right now, so I'm thinking that's pretty good.
He did.
Quick question about octane of fuel, Sunoco 110. Sunoco 110 leaded, that's what everybody's drinking.
That's what
All
I'm
right,
drinking.
so John and Terry are having a special moment. John took over the handle from Terry. I don't think anybody's got a problem with that. John's got his own dyno. He's got a permit here. So let's see what the number looks like. We're waiting for our official number to come in from the dyno room so we can share with you. We're also trying to see just how many older white guys that we can stuff in the dyno room. So right now it
Nice.
looks like it's roughly 12. So if you have any guesses on the internet, you let us know.
Not even gonna touch that one, man.
All right. Probably for the best. Thank you, Eddie. You can be the voice of reason. All right. John's first Volkswagen was a '69 Bug, in case anybody was wondering. Thank you, Richard. Yes, Qualitat definitely in Grand Prairie. What was the most enjoyable part of the engine battle build for John? He says starting it up, getting it dialed in. He didn't tell us what his favorite movie or TV show is, but I'm guessing it's something medical, so he can exercise his appreciation of cleanliness.
Yeah, somebody commented, beautiful engine to just stare at. It's
Yep.
definitely true. You should see this thing
Yep.
up close.
Oh yeah,
It was pretty cool. I'm sure you'll see some photos online. It's just clean, a lot of detail, polished. My
Yeah.
God. I mean,
yeah. No,
just-
it's
yeah.
it's really
the carbs,
really beautiful.
The carbs look like they're not even real.
Yeah. No, it's well
Really,
done.
really nice.
I mean, all of these engines will look great in the EMPI booth at SEMA. We'll see who puts down the biggest number, and we'll divide that by their displacement.
Oh, that'll be
And
exciting.
yep, Oak Hill Automotive. Nice folks from there. I met him at SEMA last year. Well, John's just kicking back now. He's just like, oh, hey, you guys come here often? Yeah, I'm a regular here.
How many empty parts are in
Yep.
the engines, huh?
Well, the answer is quite a few. So, Mark, great question. Let's go back.
Required was 9, right? Nine
We've got,
components, it looked like?
so we'll recap the engine case, the cylinder heads, the carburetors, the manifolds, the ignition kit, the forged crank, the valve covers, the exhaust, and the crank pulley.
Yep.
Those are required EMPI parts. The builder can use the entire EMPI catalog. That could include Bug Pack, that could include JC, that could include Autohouse, any of the parts in the current catalog.
Yep.
And then for con rods, piston cylinders, camshaft, valve train, all wide open. They can use whatever brand they want.
Same with compression, right?
Correct, wide
Yeah.
open.
Yep. I can't wait to see this sheet with the numbers on it.
Coming
What do you
soon.
think, Rob? What do you think it came in at?
Oh my.
I mean, especially when I think the third pull was probably the strongest.
I'm just throwing a dart here, Eddie. I'm just taking a guess, but I'm gonna go. We're talking 218, 225,
Wow,
something in that
really?
range.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
gonna go. I'm gonna go big.
Okay.
And Sean H on the engine blow competitions, I was just talking to somebody about that, and they said, "Why don't you do one of those?" And I said, "Hey, you know what? Let's get this engine battle thing handled. Maybe we'll try an engine blow up contest next year."
Those were the days.
All right, so Larry's getting the card out.
All right.
All right, so John is going to be done, and we will get results from the dyno room shortly and share them with you. In the meantime, I will go ahead and I want to thank our sponsors. So that includes Manley, that includes Sunoco. We'll pause for now. Hey, John.
What's that?
I was trying to bring my number down.
Oh, were you? What?
Well, why don't you come here? Why don't you have a chat? When they're ready, they'll give you the signal.
We're live or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I really believe that Manley is set apart because of our extreme attention to detail and our QC. We hold the tightest tolerances, we use the best materials, we use American materials, we machine everything here in-house, and everyone here is just passionate about what they do.
Our diversity is what makes us stronger. You know, one day we're focusing heavily on pistons, another day we're focusing heavily on connecting rods, another day we're knee-deep in crankshafts. I mean, we do so many different things, push rods, valve train components, all of our turn.
Everybody wearing pants because, hold on, all right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
John, his first pull, 171.4, kind of a warm-up, 150 foot-pounds of torque.
Yep.
His second pull, 212.3, 179.8. So we're making progress. This is like when you're in 4th grade and you're getting better at reading, or in my case, maybe 9th grade. So pull number 3,
This is
John's
crazy.
final pull. Mr. Collins, will you please read the magic number?
302.4, if I'm reading that correctly.
Let's all say it together. Ready? 302.4. How many turbos on that thing?
Yeah, none.
0 turbos.
Which is crazy, you guys.
Right?
Normally aspirated engines, as they're all supposed to be.
Naturally aspirated.
How many pounds of torque?
EMPI part 220.58 torques.
That's crazy.
That is a big old pile of torques. So what I want to say is 302.4
That's crazy.
divided by
2110.
2110. We'll do some math in a minute, but that's a pretty good number. We're gonna get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to do is get Mr. Torque Bag over here to chat with Eddie Collins. So give me a moment. I'm going to step out. Give me 1 second.
All right. All right. Man of the hour. All right.
302.4, baby.
So, John, go ahead and put your headphones on, and we'll bring this right over here to you. And the audience is looking at us right here. Just go ahead and get up a little bit close to it.
Yep, and I
And
just
it's
leave
on.
that on.
So, first of all, thank you for being here. This is awesome, man. Yeah, you are on. Oh no, it's not. Hang on a second. There we go. Now you're on. Awesome. So, I got to say, man, you look surprised. I mean, that was awesome. Tell me, what did it feel like in there? I mean, I'm looking at these numbers, going, what? That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think we expected that much.
Okay.
We did run it on our chassis dyno, and we did good. We were good. There is a better air in this room,
Okay.
and the back velocity stacks aren't covered like they were in my car. So yes, it's possible we came up more, but we're up there. And you know, I don't know how these that dyno works exactly, but it looks a little extra. Okay. And I mean, I shouldn't be downplaying any of this,
No,
right? I should
hey,
be
you know what,
taking
at least
it,
you're
but
being honest,
it
you
does
know?
look a little bit
A little
extra.
rich.
Yeah. So we'll see. You know, we'll see how the rest do because I'm a fair person, and let's see if anybody's, you know, close and
Right.
they wanna double check that, and maybe
Yeah.
Jack makes the pull next time because he's used to the bigger cams.
Okay.
'Cause Wolfgang's coming up, and I just spoke to him, and he's got a big cam in it too.
Real okay. All
And
right.
I think they might have trouble pulling it, and the gentleman pulling it right now
Yeah.
said it's a little tough for him to pull it because it wants to run away above 6,500. So
Okay. So speaking of RPMs, what were you guys running at right now?
82, 85,
Okay.
8,200, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like I said, Wolfgang's coming up now, and he's got a big RPM motor, so
Yep. No, it should be kind of interesting. That's awesome. So I'm just curious, what was going through your head when you first started warming it up? What were you thinking, you know, hang on, baby, you know, what were you
Excited.
hoping for, man?
yeah, just excited to see the difference from our shop to here, and wanting to do what we've been trying to do for the last few months. So yeah,
That is cool. So something like this, what would you normally put it in?
this is complete opposite of what we build. We build driver stuff. We usually use big displacement
Right.
and a lot of torque. And every time I post something, everybody asks me how much horsepower. And so you know, and you get that my little motor has bigger than that. My little motor. So
Right.
this is good to bring a small motor and show we can make some power.
Right.
So no, it was exciting. Now, what would I put it in? You said
Yeah. Just
I mean,
curious.
this would have to be just like maybe a full drag car or
Okay.
maybe a show car that you're just putting down to in and out and make it sound cool like it lopes, right?
Just
So,
putting it in and out.
Opposite of what we build, but had fun doing it.
No, it was pretty awesome. I mean, when you guys were in there, I was telling Rob and I was telling the audience too. I'm like, you guys, our table is shaking out here. I mean, what we were seeing inside there with the banners, just just fluttering and stuff. I mean, it's pretty awesome, man, just to see the amount of power that goes through it. And Rob and I were commenting off the air as far as your 34 years of knowledge, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that you've been doing this, yeah?
So yeah, I've been doing it for 30, I think it's 35, 37 years,
Okay,
somewhere in there.
okay.
But 27 on our own at Powerhouse. I bought Powerhouse in 97.
Wow. Okay, so you guys have been there. Same location, too?
We started out on Crenshaw, like in Torrance, over by PCH, and then
Okay.
we moved in like 2000 somewhere. So
Very cool.
same location over 20 years.
And what made you start Powerhouse?
I mean, 15 years old, had a car club. I mean, we were in a car club, and just working on our stuff, and just started working straight out of high school at a local shop, and just
way.
thought we'd continue. So
That is so cool.
yeah,
At
once you get in it
15?
neck deep, you can't. What are you gonna do? You can't back up, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to think just how, the product that you put out is awesome. I've been to your shop before. I've seen it. I've seen some of the cars that you guys put out. I mean, it's impressive. You guys do a really, really good job. So, I mean, kudos to you, what you've, turned out. I mean, it's awesome. And then seeing this and seeing the detail that you have on this engine, it's bitching, man.
That was
It's
one
really
of the
cool.
things if we do win, we hope to win. Some big competitors are coming. There's a 4-inch board coming. So no, we're excited. We hope we win this. And if we do win, one of the things is we got to look good doing it. So
Well, you definitely got that, man. So that's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Thanks, Eddie.
Congratulations.
Yeah, right
I
on.
appreciate it. This is great, man. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think that's yours.
oh man, that's good. We'll
All
see
right.
where we go.
Pretty cool, you guys. Pretty awesome. And
Thanks,
like
guys.
I
I
said,
appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yep. Reach out to John if you have any questions. All right, sounds good.
I really believe that Manley is set apart because of our extreme attention to detail and our QC. We hold the tightest tolerances, we use the best materials, we use American materials, we machine everything here in-house, and everyone here is just passionate about what they do.
Our diversity is what makes us stronger. One day we're focusing heavily on pistons, another day we're focusing heavily on connecting rods, another day we're knee-deep in crankshafts. I mean, we do so many different things. Push rods, valve train components, all of our turn products, because we manufacture all of our own turn products here. Retainers, spring cups, valve locks, all those things we make right here under our roof.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Since we first opened in a small retail store in Oceanside, California back in 1988, up until today, Jbugs continues to grow our business with a love and a passion for vintage Volkswagens. We have the industry's largest retail inventory of air-cooled VW products, and our website, jbugs.com, is built with easy shopping in mind. Our hand-picked kits and bundles feature the highest quality products that we have available so that you can quickly find and purchase the parts you need to restore your vintage Volkswagen. Year, make, and model fitment built into our website shows only the parts that fit your VW for hassle-free shopping, and our engine fitment helps to locate the correct products if your engine has been upgraded or replaced over the years. Orders ship fast, and qualifying orders that are shipped in the lower 48 states ship free. Our staff of techs offer support to our customers, and they are air-cooled enthusiasts that know the products and the vehicles. Additionally, our free YouTube channel has over 300 videos with series on building engines, replacing floor pans, start-to-finish restorations, and we add to the library of free videos monthly. With Jbugs, you can quickly and easily get the parts that your vintage Volkswagen needs.
If, like many people, you believe that passion ends, perhaps you've never really fallen in love. Our passion has no timeline, no expiration date. It has intensity, dedication, and loyalty. Because when we are together, every turn, on a family outing, or along competitive straights, the roar of your engine sets your emotions soaring and quickens your pulse. And that's why we've designed the heart of your air-cooled engine with excellence to give you the best experience. And for us to continue like this, experiencing incredible moments together, care is required. And that ranges from the strict control of a raw material to the perfect finish and integrity of the material. We are an authority in the production of cases and cylinder heads for air-cooled engines, a generally Brazilian company with a history that spans more than 40 years of quality, performance, safety, and tradition in over 40 countries on every continent. Every part is manufactured using high-precision equipment and the best tools available on the market. We are committed to your safety and uphold quality assurance as a duty. We developed the different versions to meet all your needs and standards. Everything is essentially thought out, designed, and executed so that our passion never slows down. Autolinea Performance. We drive every mile together, creating memories and sharing stories.
This is our basically Jbugs custom wheels, 6.5 wide with specially made GTV caps.
All right, check out one of the features on our car here. This is our number 1 of 50 GTV gauges. Good idea to monitor what's going on with your motor.
This is our GTV deck lid that we're putting on our Bug. This one is 1 of 1. There were 50 produced. If you got 1 of the 50, congratulations.
This is our 1915 130 horsepower built by Jack Sacchetti. Close, 130 horsepower on our dyno.
Mike and Carol from SoFine came down and installed everything for us. They stitched our Porsche style seats with our plaid fabric from Spirit of Le Mans.
Check out the one-piece windows that we put on this. We have them laser described with EMPI, GTV.
So check out one of our top selling shifters that we're reissuing, copper plated.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Larry.
And I'm Victor. And this is our 2023 SEMA build.
right, welcome back to the first ever EMPI engine battle. I'm Rob, the marketing guy. This is Eddie Collins, Eddie and Dave's Garage. So we just saw something pretty spectacular there from our man John at Powerhouse. So that one, pretty tooth rattling, filling, shaking kind of a run.
Yeah, earth shaking.
Yep. The number that was officially captured was 302.4.
Yeah, 302.4.
So for those of you who had observations about, no, that can't be possible, that's not right, whatever, a couple clarifications. One, we have video of the needle in position, not bouncing, not spiking. When John was on the handle, that was at the behest of our dyno master, who is Terry Burnett Motorsports, Clovis, California. He wanted to show John exactly how the water brake was operating. John did capture a number larger than the 302. We are not using that number. Terry is the dyno master. His numbers are the numbers that are used, and that is the number that will be posted. We will share video of the exact dyno needle for John at Powerhouse. Clearly, that is a pretty spectacular number.
Yeah.
It is clearly a pretty spectacular engine. Yes, a 2110 can do that. Everybody running on our dyno has the same restrictions, the same opportunities, the same possibilities with Terry Burnett at the handle. We've talked about Jack Sacchetti. He'll be on the handle. He knows this dyno better than anyone in the world.
Yep.
He's run thousands of pulls on this dyno. So he will be the ultimate arbiter of the engine battle on Saturday. Stay tuned. So, next up, straight out of Redding, California, the man with the glorious long hair, it's Steve at Wolfgang International. This is another guy who has a extremely stellar reputation as an engine builder. I have not been to his shop. So Eddie, have you been up
I
that way?
actually have. I've had the pleasure of going to Wolfgang, and first of all, great people, super nice people. And the neat part is the fact that Steve will be more than happy to go ahead and show you around and actually show you some of the cool stuff. I actually got to sit inside of one of his dragsters.
Yep.
The guy's a madman when it comes to
Yes.
speed, man.
Yep.
And he's actually going to have his 2165 here. This is what he's going to be running here.
Yep.
And it should be pretty interesting to see how this goes, in comparison to the 2110 that was just on.
Yep.
So very similar components,
Yes.
from what I understand, and the cam I think is going to be very close as well. So it will be interesting to see how this one reacts on the dyno. And
We've got
I'm excited.
two monsters back to back. So we'll
Yep.
see two guys with pretty spectacular reputations, two guys with some very, very beautiful engines, very specific build characteristics. What we mentioned earlier, Eddie mentioned this is a 2165. It's a 94 by 78 bore versus stroke. Again, an EMPI Autolinea aluminum bubble top case. Thank you, Autolinea, for sponsoring our live stream, by the way. EMPI cylinder heads, 98 1561Bs that were produced right here in beautiful Anaheim, right over there on our CNCs.
Literally right over there.
Our valve guide machine, our Rottler, all the work done on that. Carburetors, 470636, number 1. The ignition kit we already know. This is just like Powerhouse. He's feeding with an MSD ignition box to the HEI kit. EMPI forged crank, 8186. Valve covers, the bug pack stainless steel exhaust, and a JC crank pulley. Those are the required parts. From the other brands, the other suppliers, we've got Conrods from Scat, Wiseco pistons and cylinders, Potter rocker arms and shafts, Smith Brothers push rods, JC push rod tubes, NGK spark plugs, Silverline and Cleveite bearings, oil system by Shattuck, and the fan and shroud from EMPI. So got some great stuff in there. Got an angle cam that Steve's running. Says it's an FK87.
Yep.
So we are waiting for the initial startup and the go signal from Terry Burnett.
I'll tell you, I was talking to Dan from VW Trends, who was inside, and he was telling me that when the last motor was on there, he said it was incredible how much the ground was shaking.
Yeah.
And he said what was crazy was the fact that even though you could see the needle approaching 9,000 mark, it seemed like it still wanted to go more.
Right.
And he thought, please don't.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, let's face it. This is an old school dyno setup, as you would imagine. This is not a lot of push buttons and just let it run. This is not on autopilot. This is not a Tesla. You've got a throttle control. You've got a water brake, and what you're doing is balancing that engine against the water brake. You hear when the engine kind of falls off or flat spots, that's where the water brake is catching up to the engine. So I don't have the exact terminology because I'm not a dyno operator.
You're not?
But I am not. I don't even play one on TV. So this is all about balance. This is all about knowing what the components are going to do and how they're going to respond and exactly how far can you take this engine.
Yeah, the other thing that I was talking to to the guys off air is the fact that a lot of these guys they build their engines in their own shops and they are dynoing them differently as well.
Yes.
So this is definitely it's going to be different when they come here compared to what they had at their shop.
Sure.
I believe John was saying he had his on a chassis dyno.
Yep.
I'm not exactly sure which dyno Steve has at his shop. So once he gets in here, it seems like it's a little bit of a learning curve, to put it on here.
Yep.
But for the most part, though, it's fair across the board. Everyone's getting the same.
Everyone's got the same operator. Everyone's got the same dyno. Everyone's got the same setup. Everyone's got the same fuel. Everyone is using off-the-shelf EMPI components as the core of their engine. They can variate. They can decide displacement, compression ratio, how far do they want that engine to run, what RPM range. There's lots of off the shelf and then a huge amount of, so how do you want to do it?
Yep. And I know someone had asked earlier, gas that we're running.
Yes.
Everyone's getting the same gas,
Exactly.
which is
Yep. Sunoco 110 leaded. So Sunoco Racing Fuel, thank you again for being a sponsor of the EMPI engine battle. We appreciate you very much. They furnished a drum to drink, so everybody's got the same fuel to run. And it seems like so far it's doing a great job.
Yep.
So thank you, Sunoco. All right, there's Steve's graphic. Steve says he's built over 4,000 air-cooled engines. So what's I think is a testament to what Steve does is part of his business makes windows for buses, and part of his business builds engines of all sorts of types and displacements for lots of different kinds of users. But he's a big fan on working closely with the builder or with the engine, with the buyer to understand exactly what they want. All right, so
fans are on.
We're getting ready for startup. Once we have confirmation from Terry that engine is go, that he's getting signal and seeing what he needs to see, then the clock will start.
Right.
Once the clock starts, Steve from Wolfgang International will have 30 minutes to test, tune, adjust, jet, pray, and rip 3 dyno pulls. Looks like he's having a play with the linkage. Steve's been serving the air-cooled community since 1994. He mentioned his Safari windows and steering boxes. He's giving hand signals. So it looked like a timeout. So we might be having a linkage or a throttle cable adjustment. Hold still. RDCat, the O2 sensor is in the bung. You'll notice it's welded into the stinger. So we've got that loop covered. AFR is very important. A lot of the builders have a very specific goal or a target they're trying to get to with that AFR. And that O2 sensor is going to read that. There we go. All right. So I'm guessing we have a thumb up. full-time guys at his shop. Says his first engine he ever built. He was 15 years old, built a stock 40 horse, and he was quite taken with how Volkswagen designed that engine, which is something all right, we got the thumb up from Mr. Larry Hull. Thank you, Larry. We are go. So Steve's in there doing some tweaking and adjusting. I like very much when he says, or his answer, what are your hobbies and interests outside of air-cooled? He says he likes playing with early Hemis. Yeah, I like that too. One of my first cars could have come with a 426 wedge, but the people I bought it from didn't want to option the, I think, $700. So it had a good old 361 V8 in it.
I mean, I guess now looking back on it, you're thinking to yourself, really? You didn't do it? But obviously back then it was grip dash.
Yeah. It also, that first car, seatbelts were an option. I believe they were about an $18 option, but the ashtray and lighter, they were included.
Oh, there we go.
No extra charge.
There we go.
Because clearly, smoking, driving, big V8 cars, pretty natural. That's America.
Yeah. Just as natural as mom and dad smoking in the car on the way to soccer practice.
Yeah. Maybe seatbelts, maybe not.
Nah.
All right, so we've got...
All right, so Steve's in the room. I wonder if he's going to perform.
So he wants to see what's happening at the control center. Again, I want to remind everyone, dyno pulls that count for the battle are conducted by Terry and Terry only. One of the questions that I really appreciated that Steve answered was, we asked, do you have a mentor or a role model that you would like to recognize? And he called out Gene Adams. And he was telling me about Gene. I believe he's, if I'm not mistaken, he is an old school builder and racer. And he talked about some of the amazing builds that he was involved in, that Gene kind of let Steve look over his shoulder and see what was going on. He said he learned quite a lot from him.
That is cool.
All right, so it looks like we might be chasing some wires, making sure everything's connected, making sure we've got circuits. So,
you know, it's interesting, Rob. Having spoken to all of our competitors earlier today, there's definitely a common theme in their lives, in their upbringing, and that was the fact that there was someone, and sometimes multiple people, that actually went ahead and took them under their wing at a very young age.
Exactly.
Whether it was a sibling or a stepfather or neighbor, you know, it's pretty cool. And so when I was listening to that, I couldn't help but think about how important it is that if you've got information out there that you think is great, that you could share with others, do it, you know?
Yep.
I mean, don't keep it to yourself, because look at what it can do when you can pass on that information, help others grow, help others actually hopefully get into the hobby, you know, and keep this hobby going.
Yep.
I mean, it's huge. But yet everybody had the same common theme. They said, you know, I mean, John, who was just on, was saying, I was 15 years old, had a car club, hanging out, you know. Sam earlier talking about the same thing, you know. I mean, just everyone.
all right, here we go. All right, Eddie, let's see what we got here. So, looks like there was some last minute fiddling. I saw Steve there with the pyrometers, got the infrared thermometer there, checking what's going on, checking temperatures. Bro Daddy 99. Terry conducted the 302 pull. John conducted a pull beyond 302, and that pull is not counting. So for everyone who's asking, for everyone in the competition, when John was at the handle, the number was higher, and that number is not being counted. So Terry conducted the 302.4, that's the number that will stand.
Now, while people are watching, if you didn't get a chance to tune in earlier, it was pretty cool when John Benton's car, when his engine, a 1641, came out with 164.
That was pretty impressive.
Pardon me, I'm getting heated here. There's a lot of dyno action around here, getting a little warm, so forgive me. Yeah, I love what John did with that small displacement, that very high rev engine. So these bigger 2,000 plus cc engines, I mean, people love these.
Yeah.
21, 22, 23. Those are the engines I remember. The big bug-in days, the guys that would put down the big numbers, the guys that would just rip the drag strip. They were running, I think 2180, as I remember, was like the du jour. That's when it all was happening. So it looks like we're making some adjustments
on the pulley.
On the pulley, rolling in some tools.
Is that the crash cart?
It definitely looks very crashy right now. So that's the cart that they're using for just general maintenance, kind of a catch can, if you will, of parts. Looks like we
and the clock's
might
still going,
be
right?
removing. Clock is still going. We've got just 24 minutes, 23 minutes now.
Okay.
So Steve is ditching his fan belt.
Larry just tossed it.
Yep.
Yeah, look at
making
that.
some
All
adjustments. So to clarify, cooling system, oiling system, completely at the discretion of the builder. So you clearly saw some people not running a fan, some people not running a fan belt, some people just running that crank pulley, all completely wide open. Again, do we want to look at the same 12 configurations? No, we want to see unique and different and special. And the internet and dyno enthusiasts around the world can tell us all of the reasons why they don't like that. The reality is, what we're showing off is what EMPI dealers know how to do with EMPI parts. That's the number one objective. And along the way, we're seeing some pretty amazing builds that are beautiful and are going to put down some pretty impressive numbers. So I'm not sure what's going on with Steve.
All right, cart's going away. So no belt.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't
checking some vent hoses.
Warm enough. All right, here we go.
Robert Richards, 2180cc is a junk motor, runs hot. All ponies are sweet. All rainbows are pretty. There's a big bold statement there. We had a pretty sweet 2180 in our Manx dune buggy, and that ran very nice temperature, even while my foot was all the way buried into the fiberglass. So I'm going to disagree with you lightly, but it's all in good spirit. I think what's going on here? So we're got about almost 22 minutes left, 21 and some change.
Clock is ticking.
Yep,
People are running
clock
around.
is ticking. Yep.
All right.
We're testing some circuits just for fun. Steve is running an MSD just like John was running, so the MSD feeds the EMPI HEI.
I tell you, it's got to be a little bit nerve-wracking to actually, like Steve came from Redding, California. Quite the drive.
Yep.
And, you figure you come down here, engine's ready to rock and roll. You get down here, and suddenly, there's some sort of a gremlin.
Sure.
It's like, come on, what happened?
Yeah, we know these guys all shook these motors down before they got here, so this is just, you're a stranger in a strange land. It's a different dyno than you're used to. You've transported your motor. There's always some last minute tweaking you want to do. All right, we're back in. Here we go.
Sounds like the moment of truth.
Yep. So again, the balance of that water brake against the RPM of the motor, that's the magic. That's where the builder has to weigh in on what they want, and Terry's got to do his best to give them exactly what they want, up to what RPM, managing the throttle, managing the water brake, keeping an eye on the RPMs, making sure that everything is working together.
So those of you that are just tuning in, right now we're, with Steve Phillips from Reading, from Wolfgang International. He's our third competitor right now. And if you guys didn't get a chance to see it, you'll have to go back and see Powerhouse, John's engine. We came up with the number of 302, which was great. Just before him was John Benton. And his 1641 actually went ahead and came at 164, which is phenomenal.
.1. Don't forget the .1.
Yep, the .1, that's true.
That makes it fit better. All right, so we're doing some more fettling, it looks like. So Steve's got just over 18 minutes to make some adjustments.
All right.
I'm going to pause for a moment. Maybe it's time for a message from our commercial sponsors.
If, like many people, you believe that passion ends, perhaps you've never really fallen in love. Our passion has no timeline, no expiration date. It has intensity, dedication, and loyalty. Because when we're together, every turn, on a family outing, or along competitive straights, the roar of your engine sets your emotions soaring and quickens your pulse. And that's why we've designed the heart of your air-cooled engine with excellence to give you the best experience. And for us to continue like this, experiencing incredible moments together, care is required. And that ranges from the strict control of a raw material to the perfect finish and integrity of the material. We are an authority in the production of cases and cylinder heads for air-cooled engines, a genuinely Brazilian company with a history that spans more than 40 years of quality, performance, safety, and tradition in over 40 countries on every continent. Every part is manufactured using high-precision equipment and the best tools available on the market. We are committed to your safety and uphold quality assurance as a duty. We developed the different versions to meet all your needs and standards. Everything is essentially thought out, designed, and executed so that our passion never slows down. Autolinea Performance. We drive every mile together, creating memories and sharing stories.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Since we first opened in a small retail store in Oceanside, California back in 1988, up until today, Jbugs continues to grow our business with a love and a passion for vintage Volkswagens. We have the industry's largest retail inventory of air-cooled VW products, and our website, jbugs.com, is built with easy shopping in mind. Our hand-picked kits and bundles feature the highest quality products that we have available so that you can quickly find and purchase the parts you need to restore your vintage Volkswagen. Year, make, and model fitment built into our website shows only the parts that fit your VW, for hassle-free shopping. And our engine fitment helps to locate the correct products if your engine has been upgraded or replaced over the years. Orders ship fast, and qualifying orders that are shipped in the lower 48 states ship free. Our staff of techs offer support to our customers, and they are air-cooled enthusiasts that know the products and the vehicles. Additionally, our free YouTube channel has over 300 videos with series on building engines, replacing floor pans, start-to-finish restorations, and we add to the library of free videos monthly. With Jbugs, you can quickly and easily get the parts that your vintage Volkswagen needs.
I really believe that Manley is set apart because of our extreme attention to detail and our QC. We hold the tightest tolerances, we use the best materials, we use American materials, we machine everything here in-house, and everyone here is just passionate about what they do.
Our diversity is what makes us stronger. You know, one day we're focusing heavily on pistons, another day we're focusing heavily on connecting rods, another day we're knee-deep in crankshafts. I mean, we do so many different things. Push rods, valve train components, all of our term products, because we manufacture all of our own term products here. Retainers, spring cups, valve locks, all those things we make right here under our roof.
We're on. Here we go. Okay, so Steve pulled off a couple of jet changes. We've gotten rid of the fan belt because, again, there's no requirement. The cooling system, the oiling system, completely up to the builder. So Steve's trying some new things. The clock says,
It's like what, 21?
getting glasses, hold please, just over 10 minutes. So Steve's got 10 minutes to rip 3 dyno pulls. Again, double verifying. Dyno pulls conducted by Terry Burnett are the only dyno pulls that count. And Terry has the unenviable job of balancing this water brake against the throttle to get the maximum RPM out of the engine without hitting a flat spot, a dead spot, whatever you want to call it. So it's a very specific balancing act. And I think Terry has conducted himself quite well.
Here he comes now.
All right, so we got more adjustments. We're checking the plug wire, it looks like. I think we might be replacing a spark plug. Maybe something's fouled, maybe something's not doing what it's supposed to do.
It's coming down to the wire on this one.
Yeah, it's getting a little close, getting a little nail bitey. I'm sure Steve has lived through this many, many times before, so he knows what to do and how to do it. Something else I wanted to share with you from Steve's questionnaire. We asked anything else you would like the Engine Battle live stream audience to know about you and your shop, and he says Volkswagens are more than just a business and a hobby for me. It is a community that I cannot imagine my life without, and I'm grateful to be part of it. So I just really meeting Steve for the first time. We've talked on the phone a few times. This dude he's humble, he is generous, he's gregarious, and Looks like he builds a pretty sweet motor. We're looking for those dyno numbers to back that up, but his reputation more than precedes him.
Yep, absolutely.
And him and Trina have been a pleasure to have here at EMPI for the battle, and just looking forward to him getting some numbers up.
By the way, whenever you do call Wolfgang, a lot of the times you'll get Steve answering the phone.
Yep, more than a few times. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to that small business thing that you mentioned. You know, when we say owner-operator, we're not kidding.
Yeah.
It's not like these guys have 15 people insulating them from the public. So, all right, so we've got an MSD issue is what we've got right now.
Okay.
So we're going to see what we can do here to swap that out. Eddie, I want to point out, there were a number of questions about my engine. Can I bring in a separate cooler? Can I bring in some other module? And what we said, going back to the oil system and the cooling system. So we're going to switch the out the MSD. That's in process.
Are we going to stop this clock?
The clock is. Oh, okay. We've made the switch. All right.
Exhaust answered my question.
We got just over 8 minutes. Let's see what we can do here. Come on, Steve, let's go. Oh, yeah. All right, we've got smoke, we've got flames, we've got a long, long pull. That should be a pretty nice number right there. Nice work, Steve. Way to stay cool under pressure.
That sound does never get old.
It is a nice sound. I mean, I'm certainly glad I'm, 30 feet away from that, but my God. I think we're getting ready to go again.
All right.
Steve's got his headphones on, he's getting ready to rock. Yes, the ponytail is worth at least 5 points minimum.
That's the way Steve tells the fans.
Here we go, okay. Yep, I like it. Oh my. All right, that sounded pretty good. John, any thoughts? John's watching closely.
Yeah.
I think Steve just smiled. I'm not going to guarantee that, but I think he just smiled. Oh, okay. We had a fist bump there with Larry. I think that's a good sign. All right. So Steve's got just over, looks like 6 minutes. Yeah, just over 6 minutes.
Could actually go for another one.
Let's see if he does one more. He certainly got the time. He says one more. He says uno más, por favor.
There we go.
I'm just translating here. That's what I do on the internet.
I like that someone says still time for a few more pulls.
You can hear our team working on some cylinder heads over on the other side of the shop. So we look like we're having fun, but we're still doing work.
I'm just having fun.
There you go. So do what you're good at, right? That's what I always say.
I can't wait to see these numbers. Seriously.
Well, I was going to ask the
Last
internet
time?
if they wanted to take
guess?
some guesses. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Seriously, you guys comment. Just take a wild guess.
We're
'cause on the last one,
we're just
I'm
going off the
surprised.
sound here.
Yeah.
So I thought that sounded as good, maybe even better
Yeah.
than John's pull. But looks like we're going to go again.
Yeah, we're doing it again.
All right. So you know what that means. He wants more. Nice pull. Oh yeah, we got flame. All right. Now it's a show. Nice work, Steve. All right.
There we go. There it is.
Wow.
There it is. That was awesome, man.
Larry's checking if there's any hamburgers coming out of the end of that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, let's flame broil. So, all right, we're getting some internet guesses.
Okay.
We've got Robert guessing 350, Artie Cat 277, Rodrigo's. Oh, we got hugs. Wait a minute. Holy moly. So, we'll see.
Man, oh man.
That's impressive.
All right.
I mean, the hugs are impressive, but you know, let's see what happens here. So we'll get a reading from the engine room here shortly. We'll share it with you.
That was pretty good.
I thought that was very good. So stay tuned.
Well, I
Stay
definitely
tuned.
think, Steve looks super happy. So let's see if we
Hey,
can
nice
get
work,
out.
Steve.
Way
Once
to
we have
go.
the numbers, you're going to come sit down, right? Yeah.
Yep,
Steve
sounds
will
good.
be in the seat here in a moment. So tell your boss you're doing important things at work while you're watching this on your desktop.
Absolutely.
So we'll write you a note if you need it. Just let us know. Just DM us on Instagram. Eddie, you can write some notes. I'll sign them.
Sounds good. I like it.
We want to have
Yeah.
non-matching handwriting. That's the way to do it, I think. Makes it look for real. So
Now this is exciting. It's, waiting for these numbers to come through.
Yep.
I'm curious.
this is where the fun part happens.
Yeah.
So Ponytail Express, I like that. That's nice.
That's funny.
Hey, Internet, how are you enjoying this? What do you think about EMPI Engine Battle? Just a thumbs up, a smiley face, whatever emoji you've got nearby. Let us know what you think.
I like that. Holy crap, that was way too long to hold my breath, Steve.
Yeah. No, that was when those pulls go like that, and you don't really hear a lot of chop, I would call
Yeah.
it. That's usually a sign. Again, I'm not a dyno professional, but I think I know what a good dyno pull sounds like.
I like that. Making me want empty parts, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Woo!
All right.
All right. So in case you're wondering, Sam just rolled his repaired engine back into the mixture, and he's going to go on the dyno tomorrow morning. So again, out of the kindness of the hearts of the competitors, they understood that, you know what, bad stuff happens sometimes. They wanted to give Sam another chance.
Yep.
It was a unanimous vote amongst the competitors here. And as Amy
Here
said,
it comes, here it
that's
comes.
what the competitors would do. All right, we got some numbers. Let's have a look.
All right.
Thank you.
Wow. Really?
I think maybe we're being pranked. Is that, huh? Let's hold for a moment.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this. Seriously? No.
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking when you see a poor guy over there.
Yeah. All right.
It's a big difference.
Right. Right. All right. So what we got here, this is what you hear. You don't always doesn't always compute to the numbers.
Yep.
So Terry Burnett was just sharing with us the lack of tuning time here might have had a very negative impact on Steve. So his best pull was the last pull, 168, 147.05 torque. So certainly not what we were expecting from what our listening point, our vantage point. There was an issue with MSD that's part of Steve's kit. There was a pin issue. The pin issue was solved. According to Terry, this is he showed improvement from the start to the last pull, but 168 is the number.
Okay.
Not what we were expecting.
No, not at all. I actually thought for sure it was going to be way up in the 290, maybe 300 something, but no.
It certainly is what it sounded like.
No, that is
it's a very
surprising.
healthy sounding motor for sure.
Yeah, to your point, obviously what you hear isn't always what you get. So
Exactly.
All right.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up for today. We are gonna be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Please come back on the stream. Day full of surprises would be an understatement.
Yeah.
So I want to thank
That's for
my
sure.
my co-host. Hey, we want to get Steve back on. That's right. Thank you.
That's true.
So
All right.
sorry. False alarm. I'm going to step out. Steve's going to
talk to
step
Steve.
in.
Edge to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome.
We're live.
Live. All right, you guys. I am live here with Steve Phillips from Wolfgang International, all the way from Reading. Steve, how did it feel in there, man? It was awesome out here, let me tell you.
A little nerve-wracking at first because I came in with no, I just guessed on the jets.
Okay.
Thought I was going to be close.
Okay.
We were semi-close, but then we had an ignition problem.
Okay.
And of course, it's a little 50-cent part that always gets you. So a pin had come out of the ignition box. And thank God, I think Chuck found it or said something.
Yeah.
Or one of the boys said something. He goes, "Man, I think this pin's out." And I looked at it and went, "God damn it." And then we just pushed it in and that was it.
And that was it. Okay.
Made the first pull. We were having problems up towards the top. We were a little rich, which is better than lean. So I made the decision to put some bigger air jets in it, which would bring the ratio back.
Okay.
And apparently I was pretty damn close.
Okay.
So anyway, all in all, if we get an award for sound, I think that thing sounded pretty damn good throughout the RPM range.
It did, man. It
So
really did.
I was really happy. I have no idea what the numbers are. They haven't told me yet.
They're actually right here. Believe it or not. Yep,
Let's see
they're
here.
Right here.
I'm old, so I got to put my glasses on.
No. Don't worry about it. So there's first, second, and third pulls.
Okay.
So we were kind of surprised, actually, on the numbers. I actually...
Really? They are way down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, horribly down. All right.
So a little surprised on that, just because...
So am I.
Yeah, I know.
But it is what it is. This is my first time here. We threw something together I don't normally do.
Yep, right.
So anyway, yeah.
No, I think it's awesome that, like I said, I mentioned before while you guys were in there, just the fact that you would actually go ahead and come all the way down here, bring something down. I think it's awesome that you guys participated and that you're in it, which is great. I've had the opportunity to go to your shop, and it's pretty awesome what you guys do up there. Sitting in your dragster and everything, talking about motors, off air. I think it's great what you do. And I think it's killer that you guys came down here and with the time given of what you guys have to go ahead and do. And then, obviously, like you're saying, a little 50-cent piece breaking on you. Glad you guys found it, so at least you didn't have to not even get a chance to run it. But, dude, the sound was amazing. We were out here, and I'm going, that thing sounds really, really healthy.
It did. I'm surprised by the numbers, but they are what they are. But you know what? Again, this is I threw this thing together way last minute. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
the things
impressed by
aren't
what
even
you threw
broke in.
together.
Yeah, didn't get much time at home. Spent all of it at the shop trying
Yeah.
to make parts fit. Got it. Yeah, and you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I learned something from this.
Awesome, man. Even after all the
Possibly
years
come
you've been
back
doing
again.
it.
Yeah,
That's
right.
awesome.
And
Good.
how else do you learn but trial, right?
That's
Trial
what
and
we've been
error.
talking about the whole time. We've been telling viewers that, you know, most of the guys have had the same story where they just learned from either something breaking, something going bad,
Right.
you know, and you just go from there. But it's the fact that you keep going from there that counts, you know,
Correct.
which is awesome. So, way to go, Steve. It's good to see you down here, man.
Yeah,
And I'm
good
glad
to
that you're
be
going to be
here.
here throughout the week. And so, folks, Steve from Wolfgang International, I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance, you're in Reading, stop by his shop, say hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, seriously, hell of a guy. Give him a call. When you call the shop, you know, 5 times out of 10, I'm getting you.
Yeah,
So.
that's right.
So, thanks, man.
You bet,
Appreciate it,
Eddie.
dude.
Thank you
Take care,
so
you
very
guys.
much.
All right, you guys, there you have it. Steve from Wolfgang. You guys, thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun. And as Rob had mentioned, tomorrow, more action. You never know what you're going to get. So tune in, make some adjustments at work so you can kind of play hooky. And thanks for letting me be on board. And hopefully I'll catch you guys at the next show. All
Okay,
right?
thanks everybody.
See you, Steve.
Okay, buddy.
Bye, you guys, from EMPI headquarters. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye.
If, like many people, you believe that passion ends, perhaps you've never really fallen in love. Our passion has no timeline, no expiration date. It has intensity, dedication, and loyalty. Because when we're together, every turn, on a family outing, or along competitive straights, the roar of your engine sets your emotions soaring and quickens your pulse. And that's why we've designed the heart of your air-cooled engine with excellence to give you the best experience. And for us to continue like this, experiencing incredible moments together, care is required. And that ranges from the strict control of a raw material to the perfect finish and integrity of the material. We are an authority in the production of cases and cylinder heads for air-cooled engines, a genuinely Brazilian company with a history that spans more than 40 years of quality, performance, safety, and tradition in over 40 countries on every continent. Every part is manufactured using high-precision equipment and the best tools available on the market. We are committed to your safety and uphold quality assurance as a duty. We developed the different versions to meet all your needs and standards. Everything is essentially thought out, designed, and executed so that our passion never slows down. Autolinea Performance. We drive every mile together, creating memories and sharing stories.
Since we first opened in a small retail store in Oceanside, California back in 1988, up until today, Jbugs continues to grow our business with a love and a passion for vintage Volkswagens. We have the industry's largest retail inventory of air-cooled VW products, and our website, jbugs.com, is built with easy shopping in mind. Our hand-picked kits and bundles feature the highest quality products that we have available so that you can quickly find and purchase the parts you need to restore your vintage Volkswagen. Year, make, and model fitment built into our website shows only the parts that fit your VW for hassle-free shopping, and our engine fitment helps to locate the correct products if your engine has been upgraded or replaced over the years. Orders ship fast, and qualifying orders that are shipped in the lower 48 states ship free. Our staff of techs offer support to our customers, and they are air-cooled enthusiasts that know the products and the vehicles. Additionally, our free YouTube channel has over 300 videos with series on building engines, replacing floor pans, start-to-finish restorations, and we add to the library of free videos monthly. With Jbugs, you can quickly and easily get the parts that your vintage